Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Cancer for March 2019. So it is a general message. Keep the bits that you feel are for you. Disregard anything that you feel is not for you. And know that no matter what the cards say or what guidance we get, guys, it's still up to you and your active free will in the choices you make and the steps you take to get the fulfillment you'd like to see in the world. So I'm going to take this moment to ask Archangel Michael to guard, guide, bless, protect us, and any of you who would ask for it. If you want your angels and guides in your life, guys, all you need to do is ask. They're here for us. So I'm also going to ask my team of light to join me, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible for the most far-reaching of audience. So I just want to say, guys, if you're new to my channel and at the end you feel I've resonated or this has resonated and I've touched your soul in some way, it would be wonderful if you'd hit subscribe and join the journey with me. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you for continuing to watch Cancer. It means the world. So let's get going here. Spirit, what do you have for the sign of Cancer? What's the overarching energy for the remainder of March? Thank you. So first we get the Nine of Swords in the reverse, and this is moving past your fears. Congratulations, that's a really good energy to be in, right? And we have the Ten of Cups here, the World, and the Eight of Wands. And I feel like this is major completions and transformations, and as you're able to remove yourself from your fears and your doubts and anything that would hold you from moving on mentally first, you meet your Ten of Cups, which is your happiness and fulfillment. Or the lovebirds here as well, right? Like this is unity. And being right here to the upside down horseshoe as well, or whatever. It looks like a horseshoe to me. But I feel like we're moving past fears or doubts and coming into this place where you're happy and within yourself. And this is a brand new beginning. And with the World here, this is completions. So 2 completions. Completing this cycle of being too afraid to move. Okay. And this is also 2 brand new beginnings. And what we have here is the Eight of Wands. So this may come in quick. This may be a message from someone. This could also be quick insight. Something that happens fast, rapid changes as well as what I'm hearing with the Eight of Wands. But let's get a little bit more on that before I go further. Spirit, thank you. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands. And it was in the reverse, but I'm going to leave it up here like this. And because I feel like if there's any more blocks, it will show. But this is a brand new beginning, just waiting for your ships to come in, and anticipation as well. Anticipating and knowing and planning ahead. And this also is the Three of Wands. There's a trinity here as well, okay? Mind, body, spirit. And I do, with the fire here, there is passion, okay? You have the 3 and the 8. And I believe that somebody would like to communicate here, or go quickly and towards this Three of Wands. They would like to, there's this, I feel like now that the 10 or the 9 of Swords is flipped over and it's time to get out of that and to really go towards our happiness and fulfillment. This means closing out any old cycles that no longer serve us and no longer, they no longer serve us and keep us stuck into fear, right? It's time to get out of that. And mental anguish. Anything that has you stagnant and unable to move. And I think that with this Eight of Wands here, it is going to be quick. All right. What's the Three of Wands about, Spirit? The Lovers fell out here. So there's definitely could be a choice here. A choice in what you view as love, as well as with the Ten of Cups and the Lovers, this could be a very grounded partnership. So we have a few things. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Tower, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So there are a few blocks. Okay, and this could be in the past, right? Not working together, not cooperating, not seeing a shared vision. And you have the Five of Cups. Now, it was in the reverse. The Five of Cups is known for feeling left out into the cold. And if you see this one, she's walking on crutches. She's walking away alone on crutches and feeling a little bit wounded. And I'm being drawn to her eyes as well here. They kind of feel like a little bit of dead eyes, just unhappy. Sorry, this Five of Pentacles. And this often too, I'm hearing homelessness, kind of that stuff as well, because when our worlds are destabilized, that's when this Five of Pentacles comes in, and it is a change. Now, it is next to the Tower, which is a change. And I just heard unforeseeable change. You may have no idea what your world's actually going to look like once you move past these fears, because it's brand new. And this is change. And I'm hearing don't resist it, okay? Don't resist the change the universe is bringing in. And as I'm saying that, these were right on top of each other, okay? The universe or the world is bringing in this karmic whirl spinning again to bring some changes. And this time I feel like with the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, it's like you could be receiving communication, and I just heard heartfelt communication as well. But it could be fast and swift, and with this Knight of Pentacles, you could have an earth sign in mind if you've been thinking about what this is. But this is also moving towards something grounded. And there's a lot of green, if you can see in this. And earth is about life, right? And life force with the green, but it's also heart. Okay, being able to center and ground our heart, our heart's desires, in with our action space in the 3D, in the physical. So we had as well the Eight of Wands, or sorry, the One, so the Ace of Wands in reverse. I'm going to use the Zombie Tarot for a little clarification in the spirit. Tell me about the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, please, Spirit. Okay, so I am hearing with this Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords that in the past, you, this feeling of being left out in the cold, that was the past energy, it could have been from a third party. You could have felt abandoned as well, as what I'm hearing. That's a potential, which would have been why it might have been so difficult here and so much in your head and unable to move. Because if we are in these situations where, you know, either you've been ousted by a third party or there are this doesn't have to be romantic third party. This could be friends, family, anybody who's kind of sticking their nose in your business and feels like they have a vested interest in your movements, okay? This is here, but it's time to get out of feeling like you're out in the cold, okay? Because even though I feel like this could have been a past situation sort of informing this decision, it's time to remove the attachment to, I'm hearing heartbreak, okay? Because the Three of Pentacles upright, it's magic. It's absolutely magic when we work together. But when we're not working together, sometimes, regardless of whether it was a romantic situation, friends, family, whatever it was that I'm hearing, how you felt slighted, remove yourself from that situation. Remove yourself from seeing it as and being emotionally involved in it. I also just heard toxic situation. So some of this stuff with the Three of Pentacles and refusing to move out or move past it with this Nine of Swords as well in the reverse, I feel like somebody could be finally ready to say, you know what, no, I'm not going to work with you. I'm not going to cooperate. It's time for me to move forward. And with the Ten of Cups and the Five of Pentacles in the reverse here, it's like, you know that it's okay for you to have it. Okay, you know that this Ten of Cups, the only way that you can have this fulfillment is to remove yourself from feeling that you've been left out and that you are lacking in any way. Now the Ace of Wands. Okay, we'll do this. Tell me, Spirit. Thank you. The Ace of Wands in the reverse, and we got Jeepers, guys. The Ten of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, or the Ten of Hazards, and the Four of Hazards. So I kind of feel like what the situation wants is this brand new Ace of Wands, brand new start, brand new passionate endeavor, pouring your heart and your soul into something. But it's in the reverse, and I'm feeling like why it's in the reverse is because, oh, that's 3 tens, and you're missing the 10 of Wands right now, okay? But it's like there's a lot of completions with this world. There may be still some stuff that isn't quite completely finished. And I feel like while we're waiting, while you're waiting with this 3 of Wands, right? While you're waiting for your ships to come in, while you're waiting for this Lovers card, this could also be Gemini. You could be dealing with a Gemini. You could be on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer. You could be just evaluating and making choices about what make you happy and fulfilled in your world as well. But it comes from knowing that there's a lot of changes that need to be made. And 10s are about endings and completion, but they also round out to a number 1, and that's a brand new beginning. So I feel like before this passionate endeavor can go anywhere, somebody needs to save up. And this could also be get out of the grocery store, get out of that stronghold, where you feel like everything is for you and it's all for one. It's time to break out of that mold. And rather than look at it going, I'm not going to work with you anymore. Whatever the situation is, I'm not going to engage. Be like, well, maybe you've been tied up on your own a little too long. And to allow these changes to come in and to allow this new passion to come in. Because honestly, with the 10 of Cups, the 3 of Wands, the Lovers, and the Ace of Wands here, this is wonderful, and this is passionate. But it's really important to ground this passion into the physical, I feel like, so that you don't burn it up. And that does mean that whatever needs to be discussed, I heard, okay, with the 8 of Wands, whatever discussion needs to be had to clear anything up, it's going to need to come. And I feel like you want to ensure you're not resisting those changes. You're moving with it. Even if you're uncomfortable, that's where our growth happens, right? Is in those moments of discomfort. So before I move any further, guys, I want to ask a message from the Shaman's Oracle. And this is by John Matthews and Will Kingham. But just in case anybody's interested in what these cards are, they're an oracle deck. And I want to ask Spirit for a little bit of advice. Thank you. We got 3. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you got the Spirit of Destruction, the Hunter of Gifts, and the Shaman of Birth. With every destruction, every time we deconstruct our realities, every time we deconstruct our partnerships, every time we look a little more critically into our world and what we'd like to see and where we are, every time destruction comes in, okay, and chaos, that's a place for us to learn. That's a growing point, because that brings into conscious awareness things that maybe we weren't necessarily aware of. Or it's this point of the scream, right? The scream of this is not working, and it's time really to deconstruct with this Tower moment. And it doesn't have to be bad. It just means that all of the old limiting self-belief systems that had you tied up in this 9 of Swords and scared or afraid to move forward and not trusting in your own abilities, I'm feeling like, and mental abilities is also what I heard. It's time to really move through that. So if you remove yourself from that mental anguish and that mental space that says you're not good enough or you can't, close out those cycles with the 10 of Swords as well. It's time, it's done giving up and chopping yourself up for everybody else. Take a little bit back for yourself And I'm hearing, know that you can have it all with this Ten of Pentacles. You can have everything your little heart's desire. If you can move towards your passion, but you have to have courage to break up some of the things that aren't meant to be there. And I'm hearing ruling regimes. So if any of you have a political flair and a passion for change, well, hey, go for it, right? What can we do? But while we look through the destruction, it's always important to see the good, right? What were the gifts that it brought me? No matter what the situation is, with who, what, anything like that, if there's been destruction, there will always be new light. There will always be new change. And it's up to us to see the good in those things rather than only wallowing in the hard parts of change and the hard parts of, I heard catastrophe as well. But it's like with the changes and the completions that the world and the universe bring here with what the cards that we have on the table, it's not something to be feared, okay? And it's not, change isn't necessarily catastrophic. It's only catastrophic if we make it that way. And then at the bottom, the Shaman of Birth. And this is a birthing of a brand new you. And this is healed with the Shaman. This is, I've made my decision. I've thought about it. I've rethought what it means to be in love and partnership, I'm hearing. And I'm ready to birth into the world something brand new and turn this Ace of Wands back up into the positive. Make it so that, you know what, we have ended any cycles where we've been destructive to ourselves, where we've gotten in the way of our own goals, or where, you know, we haven't been seeing all the gifts that the universe has been trying to give us. Because I feel like you're right there, right? With this Three of Wands, you are right there. They're coming in, but it's up to you to accept them wholeheartedly and to get out of this feeling of being stuck there, not listening to anybody. Sometimes to end the mental anguish, you have to talk, right? You have to speak to others, and it may include discussing some uncomfortable subject matter, but I feel like through whatever you do, whatever conversations happen, whatever movement you make, oh, it's frozen there for a minute, but look for the Shaman of Birth. Look for the things that birth new possibilities and show you new ways. I'm going to ask one more message before I close this out. No, we're going to go with the Zombie Tarot. Sorry, guys. Alright, Spirit. Tell me about the Shaman of Birth. What are we birthing? What is the birth that's happening? Oh my gosh, we have the Five of Cups again. So you get the Five of Cups again. And I feel like, again, this is moving past it because we have the Chariot beside it, and the Chariot is about movement. Could also be Cancer, I believe, so there could be some Gemini Cancer cuspers. I know I am one, and if you are on this cusp, 3 to 5 days in between the movement, so I think the 21st of June is Cancer, and the 20th is, Gemini, and because I'm only saying this because you have Gemini and Cancer cards right now, so it really could be that, or you could have water and you could have air. This could also be just movement, and movement, I'm feeling like past this, right? Because the Shaman of Birth, while birth does sometimes happen in the heartbreak, sometimes there's heartbreak to move forward, and it's about how we move through this. The guy in the back of this Chariot, he's mowing down anything. And I heard mowing down competition, but that's not necessarily it. It's just making sure that your movement is safe. And I think I was hearing before that, you know, whatever movement you choose, it's safe for you to do it, you know. And it could be quick when it comes. With the Tower energy, it could be relatively quick change. But remember that in the spirit of destruction, there's always a gift, and once destruction comes, it's up to us to bring that Shaman of Birth and birth new scenarios. But I feel like this could be changing, and it could be quick. It could have something to do with the Lovers again, I'm feeling like. And it may be that news comes in from outside of you. It could be you spreading this. It really depends on your situation. So again, take what resonates. But I feel like this Five of Cups and the Chariot is really moving past the heartbreak. Spirit, can you tell me about the Chariot, please? Thank you. Yeah. So you get the Two of Swords in the reverse. And the Two of Swords in the upright is about making a decision. But I feel like this is movement to a decision made, right? No longer blindly gonna shoot and cut, not knowing where you're gonna get. It's no longer about that. And I'm even seeing what this feeling like with this one, it's competition and rivalry, even just in terms of they're trying to get them, right? Like they're trying to eat them, and it's like that kind of cutthroat thing. But in this particular decision, it's been made, and we get Temperance, okay? So balance needs to come in. I feel like once this movement happens, you will see balance. It just means removing yourself from this Nine of Swords energy to bring the balance back in. And I want you guys to know, the sun just flipped over, you're going to be successful in this endeavor, however it plays out for you and whatever it is for you. It may not look exactly how you feel you want it to, okay, but try and come to whatever the situation is with an open heart and an open mind and a detached sense of not